Alright, quick diary entry time. 今日は2026年の5月17日です。午前ほとんど1時です。Okay, so I think of course, this is not exactly romantic. It was about a particular person, but I'm just thinking about how romantically lonely I feel right now, and how much I don't know. I just throughout my, especially my late 20s, I guess, I've generally felt a little romantically lonely, but. I don't know, I look back and I think about how just straight up an idiot I was a lot of the time in the way that I just didn't know how to talk to girls. I think, a reoccurring, thought process I had was, I was too scared to come across too strongly and, be like a creep. But of course I had to try something at all or else I would get nowhere fast. But I was scared of coming across like a creep and, not knowing how to approach women or anything. So I would just, I don't know, I guess self-sabotage myself in a lot of ways, where I generally just got nowhere fast, in a lot of cases. But, granted, the big picture thing is, one, I gotta go at my own pace. As much of a late bloomer as I am now, I feel like with my ability to navigate conversations with women I'm interested in now, I probably could have done a better job of talking to people that I was interested in. And you know what? The thing about that is that I think all the people that I could have had better conversations with, at the end of the day, I feel like those weren't great, incredible, compatible partners with me anyway. Even, even, of course, back in the day, I was just socially inept, which is why I was probably more drawn to introversion, I guess. It's just easier. And maybe that's why it was so much more draining to be in, social settings with these people who I didn't know how to converse with. But I do feel better now. I feel like I can hang, I can talk to people better. I enjoy sharing conversations with females in a way that I couldn't before. But even with hindsight, I feel like all the people that I could have talked to, I don't think I would not have clicked too amazingly well with. Even assuming that I, was a great talker then and was in a relationship with these people. I know, I'm just looking back at all the people that I was potentially thinking about, and I just think, not really. Honestly, if they were, these amazing compatible partners, it probably, maybe could have just worked out better. But it didn't. So, at least that's what I'm thinking now. Thankfully, me being able to understand myself even better. I always thought, being single does help you learn about yourself a lot. But, even as I know that's true, the me, throughout my 20s was always kind of trying to look for girls, but I was just so inept at it and just terrible at texting, probably because of that one traumatic experience of 2013 or something. I don't feel like it was traumatic, it doesn't haunt me like crazy, but subconsciously I do feel like it hurt my ability to want to put myself out there ever again, because I had an easy time then, apparently, I think. But I was so shit at that one moment that just, put me off from trying. I don't know, because, yeah, maybe that is why I'm so afraid of coming across like a creep to people from just an attempt. I don't know. Oh well. I can't, honestly, I look back and I can't believe I was so bad at talking to people. And you know what? A future Daryl will probably think the same about me now. You'd probably think like, dang, dude, you really thought you had to figure it out? You were still dumb as shit. Even though this version of me now actually has been landing a date or two, kissed girls again and stuff. So, but still, I do feel like an idiot. What are you gonna do? How am I doing on time? Oh, I have plenty of time. All right. So yeah, I think. So yes, I was terrible at talking to women. Yes, but I think that also just a good chunk of me just also. Of course, I wanted to be in a relationship, but my actions spoke more to say that I actually was just worrying about myself, I recall a lot of the years when I was marching. I was doing marching band things, and there were, small handfuls of times where I would be in situations where I could be talking to a girl, and I just, there's some kind of, in retrospect, I could look back and realize, oh, this was an opportunity for, like, flirtatious efforts in some years. Then one year, there was definitely a girl that did ask me out. And in all those cases, I just kind of chose not to. I just worked on my, that one girl, I was kind of an asshole, and I wasn't very attracted to her. So I didn't want to pursue her much. And the other two girls, from separate years, I just played it safe. Probably, maybe some combination of I was scared to, or I didn't see much connection. I didn't think it was worth it to try and put myself out there. Maybe try to get myself, paint myself in the best light. Maybe there's a fear of rejection that holds me from wanting to try because I'm so scared of rejection, and somehow I'm like afraid of the stigma that comes with everyone knowing that I tried and failed to get in to a relationship with some girl. I think it's probably a combination of those things. So yeah, I guess to summarize that, yeah, probably my fear of rejection and commitment to a thing that might not work out did kill a lot of my efforts at romance. Yeah. I guess there's a silver lining, kind of, I guess, if you want to call it that, where I'm not entirely a virgin. I've had a relationship, at least, and I've had, at least I've had sexual experience for, like, many years. Small handful of years. But, I guess, for the time, it was a good, serious relationship, but, a high school relationship versus a relationship where you probably live together and get even closer, because we hardly ever, I don't recall a single night where one of us stayed the night at each other's place, because we're high schoolers. What are you gonna do? Things like that. So still pretty juvenile. As close, probably a top tier high school relationship, but outside of that, right after that we broke up. So there's a lot of adulting relationship things that I have no experience in, I guess. I don't know where that came from. That really didn't relate to the other things I was talking about, but I guess that's what it feels like to be relationshipless throughout my 20s and up. And of course, me who didn't care so much about like not committing and stuff, that was fine then. Maybe because of trauma or whatever, I wanted to focus on myself, or for whatever reason. But suddenly, I hit 30 and I was like, still whatever. I was just focusing on school, and then I was like dying at work. But then I hit 31, And suddenly I just feel this urge of like, no, oh my God, now the clock is ticking. You're 31 years old, dude. This clock is ticking. And then I suddenly look around and I think, holy fuck, it is harder than ever. Literally harder than ever to find someone. Dang. This is a nightmare. Yeah. At least that's just what it feels like right now. Dude, I miss, dude, 2016 Daryl, he had opportunities like crazy. And he botched a lot of them. Probably all of them. Crazy to think, though. I do look back. Like, yes, did not get laid throughout my 20s, but I kissed a lot of girls, and I thought, like, here's the duality of where my head's at now. I had a lot of opportunities to maybe hook up, maybe get into relationships with a lot of these girls, because looking back, there was attraction for me, and I botched them all. Enough so, or I don't know. It's cool. I got to kiss a lot of girls and stuff like that. But I botched a lot of opportunities. So one side of me thinks these are a lot of experiences that I got to miss, that I've missed out on, you know? Just, sucks not for the sake of, my masculinities in my ego, but, there's just an experience that I miss out on when you get to get close with someone and do things like that, I guess that's one way to put it. I guess, just being a virgin, you just miss out on the experience of getting sexual and intimate and stuff like that, before even like a, close romantically. I mean, there's also that avenue, right? But then there's a more wholehearted approach, I guess, where, as I looked back, I realized, like, look, sure, maybe you could have had sex with them or whatever, but look, it's, at least you have had it before, you've had, so you're not entirely a virgin, you know what it's like, and, all that being said, like, you know what, looking back, all those girls, I know, all those girls would not have been the one. It just wouldn't. Because I have a good feeling about all of them. Like, they're all they're fine, but I don't know. Like, I didn't pursue them for a reason. I didn't feel like it would have been incredibly worth it to, put my whole heart out there, And now I've had experiences where I did find someone who, I found worthy, I guess. I don't know if that's a great way to put it. To like really extend myself out and try my hardest. And it was a good experience, honestly. Pretty happy about it. But, and yeah, honestly, I feel good enough. Maybe better at socializing with women. And I have a much stronger idea about how to navigate situations a little less aimlessly. I mean, to an extent. I'm very sure future Daryl will feel even better about it. I see myself being single for quite a bit longer, honestly. Alright, how am I doing on time? And wow, that was a longer one. Alright, bye-byes.